Even if there is not much comfort on this path, we would be making a big mistake to fret about our health. Anxiety over our health does not improve it in one bit. This I know. I also know that this entire business has very little to do with the body, which is the least important part. The journey I'm talking about requires great humility. If you have understood things so far, you will see that it is lacking humility that has prevented you from making progress in the past. It may seem that we have advanced only a few steps, while our friends have made vast strides. Believe this. Let us acknowledge our own limitations and pray for the success of others. If we practice humility, this stage is a most excellent one. If not, we may waste our whole lives here, suffering 1,000 miseries. Unless we abandon ourselves, the state is arduous and burdensome. We would be trudging under the load of our egos, like mud clinging to our boots and dragging us down. Those who reach the ultimate dwelling bear no such baggage. Still, even in these rooms, the Beloved never fails to reward us with greater spiritual sweetness than we could ever glean from the distractions and satisfactions of mundane life. He is infinitely merciful and always gives us more than we have earned. But He bestows these blessings sparingly, inviting us to catch glimpses of what is unfolding in the dwellings ahead so that we can prepare ourselves for entering them. It may sound like spiritual sweetness and consolation are the same thing. Why do I make this distinction? I could be wrong, but I think there's a great difference between them. There will be more to say about this when we come to the fourth dwelling. That's when I will describe the profound spiritual delights the Beloved gives us. And yet, although such a discourse might appear to be pointless at this juncture, it could be somewhat helpful to explore the nature of each so that you can distinguish between sacred sweetness and ordinary gratification, and strive to choose the better one. Great solace can come to souls whom God brings to the fourth dwelling. Those who thought they already knew everything will be confused, while humble souls will be moved to give thanks. The ones who lack some humility will taste an inner bitterness they cannot explain. Perfection isn't about consolation, it's about loving. We are rewarded by doing whatever we do with righteousness and love. You may wonder if this is true. It is. Why bother discussing these interior mercies? I don't know. Ask the men who ordered me to write this. I am under an obligation to obey them and not dispute them. All I can tell you is that there was a time when I did not know about these divine favors through experience or believe I would ever in my life be given to know them. That was fine with me. It gave me ample joy to know, by simple inference, that I must be pleasing to God in some way. When I read in books about the tender mercies and spiritual sweetness God grants souls who serve Him, it comforted me and moved me to passionately praise Him. Well, if my soul, which was so undeveloped, responded like this: think of how much greater will be the praise offered to God by those of you who are humble and good. If even one soul is inspired to praise Him, I think it's worth bringing up the subject. We need to become aware of the sweetness and delight we forfeit through our own imperfection. When these favors come from God, they come overflowing with love, infusing the soul with the fortitude she needs to make her journey less laborious and to help her grow in spiritual practice and virtue. Don't think that our participation in this doesn't count. When we cultivate consciousness, we can be sure the Beloved will be just. If we are denied the consolations we crave, He will bless us in another way. His secrets are deeply hidden, but without a doubt, whatever He does will be exactly the right thing for us. For those who are in this state, I would suggest that you learn to be responsive to the divine will. Remember, it is by the goodness of God that you have come this far. He is granting you no small mercy when He brings you to this place, because this means He is about to take you higher. Surrender. Even if you are not part of a formal spiritual community, it would be great if you had someone to go to who would make sure you were not following your own will in anything. Most of us do have such a person in our lives. It is in doing what we want that we usually get into trouble. But don't pick anyone who is just like you, nervous about every little thing. Seek out someone who is free from illusion about the world. It is very important to consult with those who see things as they really are, if we want to come to know ourselves. Plus, it's encouraging to encounter a soul who easily achieves what has felt impossible to us. By observing their flight, we might dare to fly. We are like fledgling birds who may not be ready to immediately soar, but by watching the parents, little by little, learn to emulate them. This kind of assistance, I know, is a great advantage. Still, no matter how determined such souls are not to dishonor God, it's a good idea to avoid taking any chances. Since they are not far from the first dwelling, it would be easy to slip back there. Their fortitude is not built on solid ground, as it is for those whose foundation has been forged by suffering. Those who have suffered know firsthand about the storms of this region and are not afraid of them. They have no appetite for the consolations of this world. But if these young souls knew about the suffering, they might be tempted to escape to the false refuge of earthly gratification. The spirit of evil knows just how to stir up tempests that will do us harm. While these souls might be forging ahead with great zeal, trying valiantly to keep others from falling into unconsciousness, they might be incapable of resisting their own temptations or withstanding their own tribulations. Let's stop focusing on the imperfections of others and take a look at our own. Those who lead such orderly lives are easily shocked. We can learn important lessons from those who shock us, even if on the outside we are better behaved. Outward composure is fine, but it's not the most important thing. There is no reason to think that everyone else should follow our path. We shouldn't presume to lead other people onto the way of the Spirit when we ourselves don't even know yet what that is. With the urge God gives us to help others, friends, we can delude ourselves. It's better to concentrate our attention on what our tradition teaches. Strive to live always in silence and hope. The Beloved will take care of his own. All we have to do is beseech His Majesty on their behalf, and we will, with His help, be doing much good. May He be forever blessed.